I want to start off with the C2E2 stuff.
Uh,
I want to start off with the C2E2 stuff because there really wasn't that much there, like so far at the very least. This is Saturday night. Maybe something surprise is going to happen on a Sunday, but I mean, this seems like a really boring one. They're talking about Swords of X. Chill, you had something to say about this.
what the 10 of swords is
Yeah,
that how it's pronounced?
it's 10 of
10
swords.
Yeah.
And on the promotional image, there's more than 10 people.
Yeah, there are.
But-
I'm wondering.
But it's the 10 swords. That's the deal.
Do you know
Supposed to be
something?
like the
Oh yeah.
tarot.
There's going to be 10 legendary swords in the Marvel
Mhm.
universe. So kind of like Fear itself, like 8 hammers just dropped, and people are like, "Arr!" and they start talking in runes, and it's like, what the frink? You know what I'm saying? So Wolverine was on the front cover of one with the Muramasa blade. That was an
Yep.
easy fix. That was like, oh, gotcha. Magic was there. She had a very different kind of sword than her typical
Yeah.
Dark Child. What's the name of her sword? The Soul Sword?
Yeah,
just
Soul
nice and
Sword.
simple Soul Sword. Sounds like Michael Moorcock's Elric of Milne Bonet. What do you call it? And like maybe the Ebony Blade will be there. Scott Summers, Cyclops, he had a freaking dark saber in his hand. I'm like, damn, Thunder the Barbarian.
Well, it was like it was like him, Storm. They both had like lightsaber like swords that seemed to channel energy that is most commonly associated. Like his look almost like his optic blast, but like Storm's look like the lightning that she usually calls down. And I think Iceman literally had just a giant ice lance sword thing or something. The thing I thought was strange though is that not every character on that poster was a mutant. One of them was Brian Braddock, which I thought was interesting. But Teenie Howard is co-writing this, so that kind of makes sense.
So it's Jonathan Hickman and Teenie Howard. I don't know how much I feel. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Teenie Howard's writing. That's a personal thing, and it's not like I dislike her. I think that I'm sure she's a very fine, wonderful person. I just didn't get used to her writing style very quickly. I've literally never read any of her comics that I liked until like issue 6, I guess it was, of Excalibur. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to understand her writing style a little bit better. I don't feel like she's changed it. So it's not like she's gotten better for me. It's just I'm getting used to it. So, yeah, an acquired taste.
I'm not the biggest fan of hack and slash or hack slash, however it's worded.
Hack slash.
But I don't hate it either. I read it here and there every now and again if I see an issue that catches my eye or saw an issue that caught my eye. But
I've never read it personally.
Me either.
The Excalibur book, the thing about the Excalibur book is like I don't hate what she's doing. It's just that like because so full disclosure. So of the 6 new X-Men titles that came out, the original 6 in Dawn of X, I felt like Excalibur, New Mutants, and Fallen Angels had the least to do with what was going on with like Krakoa.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's kind of why I kind of like, because I was like, well, I want more of Krakoa. I don't want this other thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I think that was kind of my, like, I don't, like, I still, even though I don't cover it on the channel very much anymore, I still enjoy Excalibur, but like, there's just nothing like, it's just kind of like okay, it's a thing I read. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. But I'm hoping that changes. I want to like it. Because I like her as a person. She's a really nice person in all the interviews I've seen her do.
No, I haven't even seen any interviews.
She seems like a really cool person.
Yeah. By her Twitter, I think she's a Wiccan, which is like cool. That's something I can relate to that. I've known plenty of Wiccans.
What's a Wiccan?
It's a modern day magic user, like a witch.
What does it mean though?
It's basically like you consider it a religion of some sort.
Yeah.
There's certain magical orders out there that are not even denominations, just people who actually believe in magic. Not like, hocus pocus, boof, stuff like that. But they'll follow like the Ordo Templi Orientis that Aleister Crowley created, the Golden Dawn, which he came from. Israel Regardie wrote the most about that. Just basically like it's and how do you explain entire religion? There's
Is
black
there a god?
magic. Well, actually, in Wicca, there's a triple goddess. So yeah, it's a belief system of like, and you could worship Tiamat or Isis as your goddess. You know what I'm saying? And it could be gods, whatever. But yeah, yeah. There's
A lot of
there's
religions going
white
around.
magic, which is you actually do cast spells, but it's
Hmm.
not like Harry Potter stuff. What do you call it? White magic is supposed to be anything that only affects you, which can include personal healing, um, whatever, anything, something for luck for the day or something, calming your emotions. And then there's black magic where you're actually affecting others, which could be like, a pox or a hex or cursing someone. But believe it or not, black magic can also include trying to heal someone else because white magic is personal, black magic is affecting others.
Got it.
So yeah, it's a interesting thing. Anyway, the way I look at it is if Hickman trusts her, I trust Hickman, so I trust his judgment. So I'm good for it. I'll check it out. It's going to be 15 parts.
15.
15
Yep.
parts.
Spanning across all of the Dawn of X titles.
That is what crushes my soul.
Yeah.
I would rather this be a completely separate event. I hate it when they start gerrymandering in stories. It's like if I was writing an X-Men book and they were just like, okay, now we're going to do this, I'd be like, yeah, I'm kind of pissed. Even if I knew about it in advance, I'd be like, dude, I just got my stride and now I got to start writing about freaking swords and popsicle sticks. Like, what are you doing to me?
Here's the one thing I think that's kind of the interesting takeaway from it. I know the swords, like the actual physical manifestation of the swords, is going to be what a lot of people are going to kind of focus on. But one of the things I think is really interesting about this is that it's actually it's also a callback to Powers of 10 with the tarot that they used in that. Because the Ten of Swords is basically like a card that denotes destruct, like the not necessarily maybe not so much destruction, but basically ruin and disaster. And basically the whole idea is that like something is going, and they make it very clear that it's not like a human threat. It's a very potentially supernatural or maybe alien. They use the term otherworldly or something along those lines. But
paranormal, right?
Yeah, like some kind of paranormal threat. But they basically make it sound as though like this is going to be something that could potentially destroy everything that they have built, and that somewhere in there they are going to meet their mystical destiny, whatever that means.
Well, that's interesting because it wasn't until I think it was Chillmonger who said to me, Ten of Swords, because I apparently got the name wrong. It's been
to be fair, a lot
time.
of articles actually miswrote it.
That's probably what happened.
There was a lot of X. There was a lot of Swords of X going around.
Yeah, because I actually used to use the tarot deck. I didn't use like the Llewellyn's deck or anything like that. But like back when I was senior in high school, I used to actually play around with all that good stuff. But I played with the deck of Thoth. So which is Egyptian. So the reading here, the Ten of Swords description. The Ten of Swords shows a man lying face down, apparently dead, with 10 swords in his back. A red cape drapes over his lower half of his body as a sign of dignity as he leaves this world. While the dark sky is ominous, the sun is risen on the horizon. Yeah, what the hell does it mean, jackass? Like, what are you doing here? Upright, it means painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, and crisis. Reversed, recovery, regeneration, resisting, an inevitable end. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's been forever since I've used a tarot deck, so I can't even remember. Like, I couldn't do anybody's reading right now.
I wouldn't even try.
Yeah, right. But no, I used to be like really good at it, but nowadays I'm just like Ten of Swords. Yeah, that's one of them, and the Ten of Cups. Shoot, I don't remember how all these work. So that nice one.
I would be about as effective at reading your tarot as Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
I can't believe you went back. I'm surprised you even know who Miss Cleo is. Wow.
Oh, I used to skip a lot of school, and those commercials were always on.
Wow.
You were watching Maury?
Yep. Well, that and like Judge Judy and
Judge Judy.
and Divorce Court.
Judge Judy Scheinlin. I remember Divorce Court when it was William P. Keene, I think his name was. It all sucked after that.
Oh, they have so many different variations of it now. You don't want to know.
And I found out Jerry Springer was fake.
Very. It's very fake.
Oh,
So staged. It was not even funny.